Hello and welcome back to a tractor update. As you can see, things have changed. The bonnet is on it, the grille is on, the side panels are on, the bottom panel is on, the rear guards are on. It's all been painted. The bonnet top was already painted by the previous owner, although it looks like it's faded a bit, so still need to polish that. I did already put in holes for the lights, so I traced them from the old panels and I put in the little metal plate on the inside. That's why the rivets, but there's a thick rubber gasket that goes between the lights and the panels, and hopefully that should absorb the rivets. Now, from far away it looks pretty good. The closer you get, things don't exactly line up, such as the grill. The bottom piece seems to be quite good quality, but the problem is these side panels were quite a tight fit, tight and squeeze to the bonnet here, as well as to the grill and down at the other mounting point. And that's probably because I chose the cheapest panels that I could find. These were around 30 euros each, 60 euros for the two. Well, most panels that I found are around 70 to 80 euros each, and these ones came from Ireland. The metal is also quite a bit thinner than the original, but it'll do for me. This tractor is going to be put to use. So the grill I painted silver, that's the original grill, and the bottom piece that was the one that I bought and arrived gray, I painted that red. That one did seem to be the same measurements, all exactly like the original, and the metal quality as well, but again, it's not really fitting all that well because of the cheap side panels. So I'll just have to live with it. I painted these tops. They should actually be chrome, but you can buy them new, but we're on a budget here, so just painted them silver. Did repaint the top piece here because that had damage. And then, as I said, this part, the bonnet, had been painted by the previous owner, but it's quite faded, so I know poor paint quality or what. And then these panels here, I still need to fit a light bulb to here and some wiring. I haven't even touched the wiring for the lights yet, but that's for another day. So this here is all fitted. I did paint the bolts down at the bottom that hold the guards on. This one here had quite large cracks at the bottom, as well as here. Along these holes there were cracks, so I actually bought some molding, kneading putty epoxy, put that all together. And then 24 hours later it was rock hard. I sanded it down with the sanding machine, and it's all looking pretty good. I tried to smoothen out some of the dents just using some filler. So not body panel filler, but actually filler that you put into brick walls. Works fine. Obviously we can see some of the painting got a bit blotchy here. That one I painted first, and I really struggled with the rollers. They were disintegrating whilst I was painting. And this one I did later with some new rollers that I bought, and it's looking a lot better. I should do that one again, but again, it's going to be used. It will get dirty. Maybe it will fade with the sunlight, and it will all be uniform. You can also see I picked up the attachment that I had. It's missing a couple of components, so it's cutting absolutely nothing at the moment, just air. So plan for this is to actually remove this pulley and that one. Then I have to remove part of these supports on both sides, remove part of that centerpiece, and we're going to stick 1, 2, 3 lawnmower engines on it. So this is a 1.5 meter cut, so each one will be 50 centimeters, and that's how we're going to power it. And in order to cut the grass, so I don't know if it's going to work if I just cut through here and there and able to leave the wheels on, or I have to remove everything. And the plan was to move this bar up to the edge here, or just directly bolt these ones directly into there, making a little slit over here, or just raise them up a bit. You can already see this one here is cracked, this here is all cracked, so I need to put another plate over it too. This one here is also cracked, so I think this attachment was, it's obviously all in English, so someone had brought it with them, as I bought it here second hand, and looks like it might just be a cheaper Chinese one because there's no brand on it, so nothing. This one here, the mounts look good, so 1 out of 3 isn't bad, 33%. And we got some wheels here that are a bit bent, so we need to hammer those out. This one here is not looking too bad, those are a bit skewy-doo, but we'll get it done. So how much did I pay for this without anything? Was 75 euros delivered to the door. Can't really complain too much about that, seeing as probably just this setup here would be 75 euros and a couple of pulleys and wheels. So why am I not trying to make it complete? Well, the base is not that great. It's not really worth putting too much time and money into it, and also trying to find the parts for it are difficult. Just a gearbox alone is about 400 euros, and then the drive shaft is another 100 euros. Still would need to find a third pulley for that one. I'm talking another 150 euros for that. Then that one would need a blade, so that's another 20 euros. Then we would need to find a belt. Belts I've seen around 50 to 60 euros. I do have the guards for it, so that's not a problem. But then the money starts counting up, and for the price of what we would get to 600, 700 euros, you could buy a complete one second hand that had everything on it. So lawnmower engines I've got plenty of. We'll just see if our experiment works, and then we can cut the grass. And otherwise, you still got that one over there. So still a bit of planning to do, but I think it should work. I'm probably wondering, well, then fuel consumption would be high. Well, each engine would use about 1 liter per hour, so that's 3 liters per hour. That one currently uses 2 liters per hour, but that's a 90 centimeter cut. This would be a 1 meter 50 cut, so I think it's okay, and for 700 euros we can buy quite a bit of fuel. You can always upgrade in the future if need to be, that this does not work out. And we got, of course, the diesel tractor running on diesel. Currently it's not very economical because it's got a fuel leak, another fuel leak, and it's these fuel pipes here are crossing over. They've been touching each other and rubbing for years, so they are leaking. Now here comes the problem. The fuel pipe from this one to the back of the filters, I think I can buy as a braided line, but the one that comes from the filter to the pump is not available. So what I thought I might do is see if, for now, just remove the top one, see if that was the one that was leaking everything, and cut it with a saw, and then we put a little flare on it, attach a rubber hose with a hose clamp on either side. So if we cut it here and here, see if that works and holds, seeing as it's not high pressure that is coming from here. Yes, there is a fuel pump, but not extremely high pressure. So, and then we have to tackle the other leaks. But it does at least run. Alright, I think that was the update so far. Also, I had to cut into my new guard. Did not have enough space for the hose, so to cut that out as well. Not too big of a deal, Still need to tidy that up. Alright. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next part.